May I come in, sir?
Come in, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You know we are happy to see you.
Thank you, sir. So
Yeah.
am I.
How have you been doing?
I'm doing good, sir.
Good. As I always like to say, we are happy to see you, but we don't want to see you ever again in this setup.
Hopefully, sir.
We want to see you at Masuri. Tell us briefly how the last year's interview turned out to be.
Sir, actually last year's interview went more on the technical side. Like questions were asked from geology. I filled geology last time, but I only had brief basic understanding of it. My subject was geophysical technology, but more questions were asked from geology and advanced hydrology type. So I was unable to answer them, and I believe even in the other aspects as well, I was not able to put my points more comprehensively. So that
And if you don't mind, what was the score?
it was 146, sir.
It is less.
Yes, sir.
So I'm sure you have worked on it now.
Yes, sir. I am trying to.
Actually, now that you tell me about geology, I wonder after 2 or 3 questions, you could and you should have said that, sir, my subject is geophysics. I'm sorry, I have not deeply studied geology.
Yeah, yes, sir. I did mention that, but they had a prepared list of questions, so they kept asking those questions only.
Okay. I am told Corona has also affected people's behavior. Do you think so?
Yes, sir. Because of Corona, people have been more isolated in these times because of the lockdowns and social distancing. So in that sense, Corona has had a huge deal of impact on their mental health. Many people have been going into depression. So these things have been impacting the behavior of people, sir.
Sadly and unfortunately, now that you mentioned depression, I'm also increasingly worried whether it has actually turned into a sociological phenomenon, a collective. You think so?
Yes, sir. There is an element of sociological phenomenon in depression because of the social factors playing out. We can very well take Corona as an example. There has been isolation. Because of that, most of the society is into the same setup. But yes, everyone may not face the same because there is an element of individual interpretation as well. So people deal with it in different manners.
I also think, thanks to Corona, family relationships should have actually improved. Why have they actually gone down instead of improving?
Sir, I believe it has happened both ways. So when it comes to joint families, etc., I believe many people are moving back to their families because of work from home culture. They have been going back to their home, staying with their parents. In that way, it is strengthening. But another aspect of it is that people are staying at home. They are getting into much isolation from outside, and there is a tussle between them. So that way it has been led to breakdown of relations in home sometimes.
Has it also adversely or positively affected position of women in society?
Yes, sir. So there have been incidences of domestic violence. There have been reports showing that increasing domestic violence is there, and the reproductive rights of women have gone down during the Corona. But again, Corona has increased the prevalence of work from home culture, which has helped women to take up jobs in the gig economy, etc., which is a positive thing.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you,
We may come back to this. All the best, of course.
Thank you.
Morning. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
Now, Turkey. What happened there?
There have been a devastating earthquake in Turkey, sir, which has taken many lives and also destruction of property in Turkey.
Okay. What was the magnitude of the earthquake?
The magnitude was 7.8, sir.
Now, this 7.8 is on the Richter scale.
Yes, sir, it is on the Richter scale.
Is there any other scale which is used for earthquakes?
For magnitude, the Richter scale is used, sir, and for intensity, Mercalli scale is used, sir.
Okay. So, what was the intensity in this case?
Intensity, it varies on the different locations, sir. It is not a universal
Okay.
figure.
Now, would a shallow earthquake be more destructive or a deeper one? Because they say it was at a depth of this so many kilometers or so many meters. Which one would be more destructive?
So if it is an earthquake of same intensity, then an earthquake at a shallow depth would be more impactful, sir. But it depends on other factors as well, like how far it is from a habitation, how closer it is to the fault line. So these things vary, sir.
Well, can earthquakes be predicted?
Earthquakes cannot be predicted accurately, sir, in the sense that we cannot say an earthquake of so and so magnitude at a so and so location will happen at a so and so time, but we can forecast.
Can we just even, is it possible to forecast that an earthquake will take place in Delhi in, say, 1 week's time? We are not even going for accurate day and date. Is it possible?
No, sir, 1 week's time with the technology
Not
we have, no,
possible.
it is not possible.
There is this thing that animals are able to sense when an earthquake is going to come. What can you tell us about that?
Sir, there have been incidences where the animal activity has increased before an earthquake. So scientists say that it is due to the animals, they can sense the ionic release where there is an earthquake rupture in the fault plane, but there is not enough scientific consensus on that. So sometimes there has been heightened activity but there was no earthquake. Sometimes there has been an earthquake but no heightened activity in the animals. So studies are being done to get more data on the same, sir.
Can seismic instruments be used to monitor nuclear tests?
Yes, sir, they can be used to monitor, because when nuclear tests take place, there would be huge explosions. At that time, there will be vibrations in the earth. So, if there is abnormal vibrations, seismometers can collect that data. So, by that we can analyze this, sir.
Okay, final question. The magnetic north-south, does it flip occasionally, and what is that periodicity if it flips?
Sir, yes, sir. There are incidences where the magnetic north and south flip. Till now, it has flipped for 183 times. So there has not been an exact periodic time that it flips in this much period. The last flip, it took place around 180,000 years, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Morning, Hima. Your first name is Hima?
Yes, ma'am.
Sound doubtful about that.
No, ma'am, it's actually Hima.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So, what is your first name?
Hima Vamshee is my name. Many people call me Vamshee, ma'am.
Vamshee. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I noticed you have a sociology background. Do you think as a society, India is ready for same-sex marriages?
As a society, I don't think there has been much consensus about the same, ma'am. But I believe it is a natural progression, because earlier we had a taboo towards same-sex marriages. Then a judgment has been given for same-sex relationships. that has been shaping the societal consensus, and I think it is about time we provide them other rights of marriage, inheritance, adoption, etc.
Right, so if I were to ask you to tell me, say, 2 or 3 concrete steps that the government should do in order to improve, let's say, the knowledge of the society about accepting such couples, or bringing them into the mainstream, what would you suggest?
Ma'am, I believe first thing they need to bring awareness about this is normal, this is not something a taboo, and I believe bringing a judgment about the same. I think allowing same-sex marriages under the Special Marriage Act would be the move to go, ma'am. So that would be one way how society can accept.
Okay. Are you aware of the golden trinity of fundamental rights?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I cannot recall this.
So I noticed you are from Nalgonda. Can you tell us something about it? Does it have any historical significance?
Ma'am, Nalgonda has historical significance in the sense that the Bhudan movement has started from Nalgonda, and Pochampalli Ikat saris, which have a GI tag, are also from Nalgonda. So it has been the official dress code of Air India cabin crew. The world's largest masonry dam, Nagarjuna Sagar, it is also in Nalgonda, ma'am. And another thing which is not something to celebrate, but Nalgonda has a huge incidence of fluorosis. So it has been infamously known as the fluorosis capital of India.
Okay. So can you tell me more about the Hima movement? Who started it? Why did it start? What is the objective?
Bhudan movement has been started by Acharya Vinoba Bhave, ma'am. So it was to collect land from the landlords and to redistribute the land among the landless. So it was to maintain, to bring about equitable distribution among the people.
Was it successful?
It was not as successful as it was intended to be, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know who won the Oscar for the best film this year?
Every time, everywhere, it's something like that. No, I'm unable to recall the exact name yet.
Okay. Do you know where is Bora Bora? A place called Bora Bora?
No, I'm sorry.
Do you know what is Section 498A of the IPC?
Sorry, ma'am.
Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code, IPC.
It deals with the dowry.
What does it say?
So it's to prohibit dowry, taking dowry.
Are you guessing or do you know?
So I believe it is something related to dowry, ma'am. I'm not exactly sure about it.
And
Hello, Hima, Vamshee.
Hello, sir.
You completed your integrated BTech MTech in 2018.
Yes, sir.
So, are you full-time preparing for UPSC or doing something else also?
I'm preparing for UPSC, sir, but alongside I have been into free mentoring for students, sir.
Okay. Mentoring whom?
Civil service aspirants through an NGO called Diya Delhi. So people who are academically good but economically weak.
So, your integrated BTech MTech was it in civil engineering?
It was in geophysical technology, sir.
Geophysical is one of the subjects. They can't be MTech only in geophysical engineering, seismology, gravity gradation, etc. They are subjects of civil engineering or MTech.
So
your degree is in gravity gradation.
So the course name is geophysical technology.
They are courses. There is difference between subject and courses. So, are you BTech civil engineering or are you BTech in gravity gradation?
I'm integrated MTech in geophysical technology, sir.
Only this much?
Yes, sir.
Nothing of civil engineering?
No, sir.
Okay. That probably gave rise to questions on geology, etc.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have also given preference to income tax and custom services over IPS and foreign services. What is the reason behind it?
Well, when it comes to IPS, I have knock knees, sir.
Okay.
So I would not be eligible for that. And as far as IFS, it is a prestigious service, but my personal aspiration has been to get into IAS, sir. So if I get selected into IFS, I will not be able to give the examination again. So because of that reason,
Okay. Okay. You have opted for sociology. Tell me, there is nowadays something called live-in relationships. Are you aware of that?
yes, sir.
But crimes are also taking place in live-in relationship. Is there not a case for formalization of live-in relationships through registrations, re-registrations, etc., etc., etc.?
Sorry, sir. Can you?
Is there not a case for registration, re-registration, and other regulations about live-in relationships when it is so prevalent?
Yes, sir. There certainly is a case for that. I believe some provisions like that have to be provided, so as to provide some security for the people who are in live-in relationships.
Security.
Yes, sir.
Will it not be freedom in the society? You just choose a partner, live with him for 7 days, register, then deregister yourself, choose another partner, then choose another partner. Will it not destroy the family? Traditional Indian family, of which we are so proud of.
Sir, there has to be a balance between the familial relationships, the social traditions, and the individual liberty. So, in that case, these relationships, there should be informed decisions. They should be aware of the consequences as well. So, it's not just outright complete liberty, but they should be aware of the consequences, how they might have to face in the society. So by knowing all this, I believe they would make better choices about the same sex.
The system of marriage evolved as part of civilization. Thousands of years ago, there was no marriage system, and it was free for all.
Yes.
But gradually, with evolution of civilization, marriage system also evolved. You can only, in government regulation, you can marry only once with one person living. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Why there's such kind of rule? Because government thought to preserve family system. So this strikes at the root of family system. Do you think it should be allowed like that?
Sir, the institution of marriage in itself, it has not been rigid, sir. So with time, it has been evolving.
Okay.
So earlier there was polygamy, etc. So now we do not have that. So I think we can provide such provisions like live-in relationships, but at the same time addressing the challenges which come about with live-in relationships.
Okay. Now tell me, who was Neelam Sanjeev Reddy?
Neelam Sanjeev Reddy is a prominent political leader, sir. He has been the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh as well.
Who was C. Rajagopalachari?
C. Rajagopalachari has also been a prominent leader, but I am unable to recollect what he has done, sir.
You studied at Roorkee for about 5 years, is it? 5
Yes,
years?
sir. Yes, sir.
5 years.
5 years.
What is marvel of civil engineering at Roorkee?
It is the Solani aqueduct, sir. So it is considered as the first aqueduct in India, and it has been, it is still present at the same and doing the same functionality which it had to start with. So it has been considered as a marvel of civil engineering.
Okay, Hima Vamshee, my last query. Where is Pokhran?
Pokhran is in Rajasthan, sir.
Everybody knows. Where in Rajasthan?
It would be difficult for me to point out exactly, sir.
Okay, all the best, Hima Vamshee.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Hima Vamshee. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you, sir.
Is this the name of Sri Krishna?
No, sir. Vamshee means flute, sir. So, flute is a musical instrument used by Krishna.
Krishna. And Hima is snow.
Yes, sir.
So, how do these combine?
I am not sure, sir, but my parents thought maybe to like playing flute and like peaceful as snow.
Is a flute the same thing as bansuri?
I believe it is similar, sir. I'm not exactly sure if there is any technical difference in the same.
You're from Nalgonda.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned fluorosis.
Yes, sir.
There is a Nalgonda system of precipitation. Are you aware of it?
You mean the defluoridation technique, sir?
Yes.
Yes,
It
sir.
is specific to Nalgonda. Have you heard of it? Could you tell us about it?
Yes, sir. The Nalgonda defluoridation technique has been very famous, sir. It is a domestic procedure where we take the water which is contaminated, and then we add aluminum silicates, lime, and bleaching powder into it, and after mixing it thoroughly, then flocules of fluoride get precipitated underneath, and after filtering that, the water is relatively pure. So
Any idea the number of layers the water goes through? You've not been able.
no, sir. I'm sorry.
I mean, as a scientist, seismologist, would that be the right term for you?
Okay, sir. I'm not a scientist, but I have studied things about seismology.
Why do certain undersea quakes cause tsunamis and some don't?
So tsunamis are caused when there is a earthquake under sea, and the plates diverge. There is a gap within them, and the water gets receded, and it comes out quickly. So about the earthquakes not causing tsunami, I believe they are more of transform boundaries, sir. So where there is no gap within the plates. So this is what I think it is for, sir.
So what exactly happens to the water to cause the tsunami? There is a drop.
Yes, sir. They recede into the gap, and then when the seismic energy is restored after the snap, they come back quickly.
Causative factors for the Joshimath subsidence.
Sir, it has a combination of natural and man-made factors, sir. When we look at the natural factors, they are that the region of Joshimath in Uttarakhand is very seismically active. So there is movement continuously, and alongside that, they are convex slopes. So there is a higher probability, they are bulged out, the slopes are bulged out, because of which there is higher probability of subsidence and landslides. But there are man-made factors as well, like deforestation, construction on unsustainable, vulnerable bends, and the drainage system has also not been well established because of unplanned urbanization, because of which the under layers, they undergo weathering. So these are the reasons which are touted for the Joshimath land subsidence incident, sir.
Geophysics field visits. Where did you go?
So we did go to Rishikesh and also to NGRI in Hyderabad.
There is a place as you go from Kargil to Ladakh, a place known as Magnetic Hill. You park your vehicle on the road and the vehicle on its own travels upwards. Why would that happen?
So I will look into that, sir.
You haven't heard of the Magnetic
I
Hill?
did hear about that, but I didn't look up for the reason for that, sir.
If you were to make a trip to Dharwad on the same scheme, what would be the place of interest to visit?
The areas of Coorg.
No, not in the picnic sense.
Okay,
I
sir.
mean, in the geophysical sense. What is special about Dharwad when it comes to geology?
So Dharwad has been a very prominent mineral resource destination, sir. So I didn't get the question.
There is a Dharwad rock formation. You have not heard of that. That is the oldest sedimentary rocks in the country.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Okay, doesn't it? You like traveling.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am took you to Bora Bora. But I want to only go to Burra caves. Where are the Burra caves?
They are in Vishakhapatnam, sir.
In or around?
Around Vishakhapatnam, near the Araku Valley.
What is so significant about the Burra caves?
They are limestone formations inside, sir. So they are stalactites and stalagmites. Those formations are because of which it has become a tourist destination, sir. People visit there.
You throw the discus.
Yes, sir.
Very fascinating. What's the weight of a discus?
For men's discus is 2 kg weight, sir, and for women's discus it is 1 kilogram weight.
Okay. And what's the world record for discus?
For men, it is 74.28 meters, sir, held by Jurgen's cult, and for women it is 74.69 meters, sir.
From the aspect of use of muscles, how different is throwing a discus from throwing a shot put?
Sir, while throwing a shot put, the direction of motion, they do rotate, but when it comes to the arm rotation, it's more in a translational linear motion. But when it comes to shot discus, it is in a rotational motion. There is a whip there, sir. But in shot put, it is more in a linear push when they throw the shot.
And finally, where on the map of the earth do we find the ring of fire?
So the ring of fire is a region of active volcanoes. It is surrounding the Pacific Ocean, sir. It is around the boundaries of Eastern Asia and Australia and Western North America and South America.
Is the barren island in the ring of fire?
Yes, sir, it is. No, sir. Barren Island of
Narconda
India.
and Barren Island, these are our volcanoes.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Where all have you travelled during last year?
Sir, I have been to Dominican Republic, sir, which is an
I
country.
think you told it
You
to us
mentioned
last
last
time
time.
also.
Yes, sir.
So you went there again.
No, sir. That was in March only, sir. That was in March. I visited here last time in April, sir.
Yeah. So I'm saying you visited Dominican Republic in March 22.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you new places you visited during last year.
I've been to Munnar, sir. And I've been to other places in and around Nalgonda, sir.
Okay. I will ask you something more during feedback.
Sure, sir.
Telangana seems to be doing well on social indicators.
Yes, sir.
First of all, is our impression right?
Yes, sir. It is right that the literacy rate of Telangana has been improving. It has gone up from around 66% in 2014 to now it is around 72.4%. And when it comes to healthcare system, Telangana has been doing quite well. In IMR, it is way above national average, and in the maternal mortality rate, it stands third in India. So healthcare sector.
What are the reasons?
Sir, there have been schemes which have been provided, like there is Amma Body scheme which provides for ambulance services for the people to visit to the hospital during delivery, and ACR's kit is also one scheme which provides for the necessities of the baby and the mother, sir, and along with that they provide money during the delivery. So because of which many people are opting for institutional deliveries, and institutional deliveries certainly have helped in bringing down the IMR and MMR rates.
Has science understood gravity?
Yeah, it is trying to understand gravity, sir.
Is there a subatomic particle or something called graviton?
I need to look into that, sir.
Okay, thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
How is the relationship in Dominican Republic coming up?
It's been on a hold right now, sir. We have to see.
Okay. You know you have our best wishes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We are all convinced you are all ready, Vamshee. There is always brushing up to be done.
Yes, sir.
You can always go on adding to precision, and that has to continue till and even beyond 5th of April.
Mm-hmm.
But the interview quality, we are all like happy about it.
Okay, sir.
I must tell you that even last year we did discuss initially, but we thought even last year you are up to the mark. So whatever turned out over there, let us this year hope for the best.
Yes, sir.
There are 2 core points I want to pass on to you.
Yes, sir.
One is, these days we have coined a new phrase. We call it non-DAF interview. And we have reason to think that this year your interview may be non-DAF interview.
Okay, sir.
Especially considerable part of it, maybe. Point is, last year, do you think your interview was DAF apart from geology harassment?
No, sir. Actually, it was not.
It was not. That is also is what is happening every once in a while. But reason I am saying it this year is based on feedback we keep getting from youngsters. We have some deductions. They are actually really mathematical deductions. That it seems that when UPSC panel sees a youngster coming to UPSC for say second or more than second time,
Mm-hmm.
it seems they think that they have covered the DAF in the first interview. So now let us explore new areas.
Okay, sir.
And then we do prepare for DAF. So whether the actual interview really turns out to be non-DAF or not, irrespective of that, this time it is important to be mentally ready for non-DAF interview.
Sure, sir.
I am sure the mind matters, the mind behind it matters. So once the mind is ready, and accordingly we prepare. Then I have been thinking, how will non-DAF interview translate? How will it actually take place? We have reason to think that it means greater focus on current events and issues. All sorts of current events and issues. We tried to do it here. Starting with also sociology being your optional. I connected post-corona social situation and went on bringing up various issues. And so on and so forth. So from there until with seismology as your subject, the Turkey earthquake, and the whole discussion or latest issues in the constitution, which will be expected of any UPSC aspirant, to finally, what new travels have you undertaken, because traveling your hobby, and if the UPSC panel covered it last time, then they would want to know the new travels you undertook.
Yes, sir.
And similarly, Telangana doing well on social indicators. Some reasons why it is doing, some places where it is not doing well. With the latest budget, the point is about the latest state budget and the latest economic survey for the state also, as it indicates. On say the discussion of sociology, I also thought greater precision would add to your score.
Okay, sir.
So if you are discussing, say, psychological effects within family, pressure on women, or you also referred to depression, a heart-rending phenomenon, you referred to depression. In the discussion, you could connect it to various sociological thoughts.
Okay, sir.
That will further add to the score. Right? And gravity as it is a complex issue. Science hasn't understood it.
Yes, sir.
There is a debate, the jury is still out there. Some say that there is a subatomic particle called graviton. But Einstein says there is no such thing. It is space-time fabric. We had discussed it last time.
Graviton we did not discuss.
Not
sir.
graviton,
Sir.
space-time fabric.
Yes, sir.
So I didn't bring it up again this year. Okay. So Vamshee, we believe you are ready. You are all set.
Okay.
Critical point is from here till 5th of April to ensure that you keep yourself supremely updated.
Sure, sir.
So regular reading of newspapers, carefully following, going by whatever is happening in the world and India. Many things are going to happen by 5th of April. And on 5th, your interview is in the morning session or afternoon?
It's in the afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. So you have time to also read that day's newspaper. Right?
Yes, sir.
As today's interview goes, I think it is 178, 179. So pretty close to at 180 it is outstanding. You are pretty close to that.
Okay, sir.
I am sure you brush up on all this. Better sharpness on current issues, and you will not only cross 180, you should be crossing 200.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And just a small, not because it is something wrong, I thought of just sharing this. Nuclear explosions measured on seismographs. Your answer was tentative. It didn't show confidence.
Okay, sir.
Actually, there are seismographs placed at different places in the world. They catch a nuclear explosion, including India's. When India conducted in 1998, after the test was conducted, these were American seismographs which caught it, and so George Bush was it was Clinton was woken up in the dead of the night and he was informed that India is conducted. America could not catch India during preparation. But they are seismographs. A nuclear explosion is like earthquake. I mean,
Yes, sir.
We also maintain them to monitor Pakistan and China.
Yeah. So, anything you want to ask?
Nothing for now, sir. Sir, is all the voice modulation, etc.?
Yeah.
Fine.
Everything.
Okay, sir.
On the day of the interview, I'm sure you will be clean shaven.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Goes without saying. In terms of actually interview technique, there is nothing absolutely wanting.
Okay, sir.
You are there. It is current, and because the interview is on 5th and it is till March 20th.
Okay, sir.
Right? And also meanwhile keep in touch wherever, if sometime you want to drop in or have any further discussion or just brush up before you finally proceed. Most welcome.
Sure, sir.
These are notes, as you know, with of course infinite best wishes for you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
See you.
Thank you, ma'am.